Hello, I'm Dali from DaliART, and I'd like to share some projects with you and some techniques using my stamps, dies and stencils and lots of mixed media products. And today I'd really like to share with you my new henna butterfly inspired die. So what I have here is I have a very large die for the actual outside of the butterfly, and then I have the smaller 8 dies, and they'll come to you as these two pieces. So you can always snip these off if you want to, but I've kept mine together because I actually find it easier to use. And then some of you will have already seen the stamp and already purchased the stamp, so this is the die set that will match this henna butterfly stamp. And this is again the big large butterfly with the little 8 butterflies around it. So I'm just going to show you a small technique just to show you how all of this comes together. So what I've already done is I've already cut the butterflies. I've left them in the actual die itself. And what I'm going to do is, all I'm doing is just taking a salty ocean, some little mini distress ink, and I'm just going to take a blending tool and just blend around the edges. And these dies are really beautiful to work with. They cut through mirror board. They really work really well with the actual stamp. So all I'm doing is just taking in a little bit of ink on the blending tool, and then just turning my die around just to capture all of that. So I do like this technique. It's easy, it's quick, and it really does make it really stand out. So I'm going to do the same with the little butterflies. Just going to edge over those as well, cut all of those in. It's a very quick technique, so you can see. Now if you had some of the smaller machines, you could cut these butterflies and put them through there. So the butterfly is very large, the larger one, so you would need at least an A5 size machine for that. So what I have here now is I've just inked those up, and so you can see how lovely they look. So all I'm going to do now is they're so easy to pop out. Just pop one out and you can just see how beautiful that has cut and how lovely that looks. And the same for the little baby fellas. So we're just going to pop those out. They all come out as individuals, and just pop those out. Little one, I should get my little pokey tool, and another one, and another one, and there you go. So we've got those already cut. Got the little 8 butterflies there that you can see, and we also have some of the larger ones there as well. There we go. So now all it is we can take the same salty oceans distressing, or I'm going to go to a VersaFine and show you exactly how this works so that you can get an idea. So I'm just going to take the VersaFine directly to my stamp and just sort of pounce onto the stamp. Just make sure, just do a little turn, just make sure, because with a big detail, big stamp, you really do need to make sure you've actually inked it up. Make sure your stamp's as straight as possible, and then just really, and what I do is I just line it up to the best you know. With the clear stamps it is a little bit easier, and then just very gently drop it down and press. It is a very big stamp, so you do need to press quite hard on it, and it is very detailed, but it does really work well with the cutout butterfly. What I like about it is the dies is it gives you this sort of a uniform die cut, which means that if you're doing a lot of butterflies, they're all exactly the same, whether they're for favour boxes or gift boxes, or just even to hang on, you know, a Christmas tree even. So, you know, you could do a few of those back to back. And that's the phone ringing in the background. So it will stop. There we go. So all I'm going to do now is so I'm just going to lift that away, and you can just see how lovely that impression is. So that's the big butterfly, all the details there, and it's already all inked for you as well. Then I did exactly the same with all the little butterflies. What I did was I took the little butterflies and I took all the individual little stamps and started using the VersaFine stamped onto them. It's so easy to do. And you could do this with, you could actually do it with the same colour distress ink. So it's just choosing which butterfly goes with which. So, and then just line those up. And then you have this really lovely little butterfly. And he's just so beautiful. And again, you know, you could do loads of these little butterflies. You could put them into, you know, some of your collages, some of your journal pages. So, you know, you could really go to town on these. So you just work your way through, just doing all of these little butterflies, one after the other, until you've actually got them all done. So it's more like a moth than a butterfly. There we go. And I'll show you just little tiny ones as well, how well they work as well. They're just so sweet. So you get an idea of how this works. So there we go, so that's little baby one, and then again line him up, and there you go. It's so pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to show you all of these, but what I'd like to show you is how I also use the die cutout that I've already got to use as a stencil on the back of a gift tag. So what I did was I just placed it, doesn't matter, it's just randomly place it onto your tag, and just take, let's move these across slightly, and just take the blending tool again and just blend just through those butterflies. And this is a really easy way to use your die as a stencil and to give you this really amazing effect. And it also matches the butterflies and the tag together. You know, you can choose different butterflies if you want on the ends, and you can just pick one if you prefer to have one design in there, or just some smaller ones. So it's really up to you. So all I've done there is put a little one down here at the bottom. It's created this little tag. Oh, and maybe there is a little gap there. I'll put this one in there as well. There we go. And then all I'm going to do is take the blending tool and just blend over that tag, just to bring it all together in one go. There we go. And there you have a stenciled background. And then what I did was I took the VersaFine, took the butterflies again, the stamp, and just went through and stamped over the little images. So you can do all the little ones first if you want. And so it's just like a shadow on the back of your butterflies, really. You could decoupage these up. You could do other things with these as well. So there we go. Just put your little butterflies on, and then basically keep doing that wherever the same butterfly occurs. Just pick up the image, and it's really quick. It's really easy to do. So you can just see how I'm building that pattern up already. So if you get any ink on your block, then just remove that with a baby wipe. So let's do this slightly bigger one with the little ones. And you'll just see that you can use a combination, use just 2 or 3 of them, and then you really are building your image. And if you've offset it slightly, that's not a problem as well. It's just adding to that. So I'll just do one more at the bottom just to give you an idea. So just line that up again and just stamp. There we go. So that gives you a really nice idea of how the die can be used as a stencil. Then what I started to do is I started to layer all the little bits. So what I would do is I would take the big butterfly, just give it a little fold on either side, the middle, and then you could stick that onto the background that you've just created. And then you could start adding your little butterflies into that, all at the bottom, however you wish. So you could slightly decoupage them up. You could just put them in on the sides and just start really building that little profile on that gift tag up. Okay. So put some more on this side, just to show you how you build that little profile up.